So away we go, by some distance, the tie of the round. An FA Cup occasion to grace any arena. It has been a fixture that's provided a thrilling climax to the competition on two occasions, in 1979 and 2005, when Arsenal came out on top, somewhat fortunately on both occasions. They will feel today, I'm sure, if they get it right, then they won't need a stroke of fortune, Andy Hinchcliffe.
It's a huge tie, of course, the size of these clubs, what they're looking to achieve, and it's probably a tie that neither side really wanted at this stage. I think the greater pressure is on Arsenal. The Carabao Cup, the Premier League, the Champions League look tough competitions to win. So the FA Cup now takes on an added significance. They're at home as well, but for United, they are a work in progress. Can they build on that impressive performance against Liverpool?
Way to a finish. Another extra time. Penalties are required, remains to be seen. There's Lewis Skelly, getting used to the white heat of competition at the very highest level. Feel of the ball for Altay, which will be particularly welcome as he seeks out Rasmus Højlund. Duel with Gabriel, one potentially of great significance here. Mazraoui played as part of the back three when United came here on league business and succumbed to Arsenal's authority at set pieces, although that quality is certainly lacking from a defensive point of view in the United ranks.
A really positive start though from United, getting their foot on the ball, forcing Arsenal to sit in their own half. So Newcastle on Tuesday make a good strong start to the game. United looking to do something similar here.
It's Timber. Odegaard pulled to the flank, then made a little darting run inside. Raya immovable in the Arsenal goal. Although, as usual, they're wandering into something more akin to a centre-back position at times.
There's a poor long forward ball there from Arsenal, but it came because United put them under pressure. Mainu stepping out of midfield, Garnacho, Fernandes joining Højlund, pressing the Arsenal defenders.
An energetic duo in there with Ugarte and Mainu, which give them a quality that some of their other personnel don't provide. It's very assured play from young Lewis Skelly, and here's Odegaard. Marino into Odegaard. Again, lines of communication needing to be good for Manchester United. Kel Marino. Gabriel was missing for the league match. That Arsenal still exploited their strength at set pieces. Here he is on the ball again. 4 goals from set plays this season for Arsenal. Martinelli. Jorginho. Timber. Gabriel Jesus. Odegaard. Teasing it in there. Looking to find some rhythm here. And really be meaningfully dug out there by Gabriel Jesus.
That's twice in the first 5 minutes. And Jesus operating wide on this right-hand side, has played little balls in field, little give and go. Plays the forward ball, makes a run in behind defenders. First occasion United tracked his run, on that occasion they didn't. Just actually ran out of pitch, but it was a tactic he's looking to use in these early stages.
Perhaps wondering whether Neto might get a run out in goal today, with him being available for the FA Cup. He's on the bench today. Jorginho.
Plenty of early touches for Jorginho, brought into the side in that deep line midfield to control the tempo of the game. If he does his job well, fullbacks can step forward. Marino, Odegaard can go and join the front three.
On the right of what will at times be a line of four across midfield. Gabriel Jesus. That's drifting around.
It's very important for Arsenal that Havertz does has the ability to chop and change his attacking position up against three solid centre-halves. Needs to get away from them. At times come out wide, at times drop deep, try and move those three centre-halves around.
One or two of them are the swiftest to react at times. Martinelli. No change on that occasion out of Manuel Ugarte, a player Ruben Amorim is particularly familiar with from their time together at Sporting. A relenting element to the midfield which Mikel Arteta find more difficult adversary.
Martinelli is a real threat down that left-hand side for Arsenal when he's got the ball at his feet, but Ugarte did well there. He doubled up with Mazraoui. The pair of them dealt with Martinelli. Sure that we want that to continue, those two working in tandem.
In the spotlight. Always are at Manchester United. He's only stepped out in the League Cup this season. His only clean sheet in Manchester United colours came on a night when he certainly was not troubled too often, when they beat Barnsley 7-0 earlier this season in the League Cup. Foul from Gabriel Martinelli. Mazraoui of innocence.
He's trying to be aggressive. At times he's going nowhere, Martin. He's going back towards the halfway line, so you really need to dive in there. The referee will have marked his card now. He's got to be really careful. Any future challenge, if he gets it wrong, could be yellow carded. That will change the way that he goes about playing his role.
Well, the first window of opportunity from a set piece, not quite the danger perhaps that a corner would provide, but still a stern test for the United rear guard, and Odegaard over the free kick. As usual, clutch of players. The far post side, if you like. Choreography right, but most importantly the delivery. The offside flag catching them out on this particular occasion.
Well, the United defence there did particularly well. Everyone stayed together. They were very keen to keep Arsenal out of their penalty area. Look at that defensive line. They drop in and they squeeze out. It's everybody playing their part. No one has dropped deep. Everyone has done their job, because Arsenal are so dangerous. They normally get the delivery right, the movement off the ball is excellent. United defended that situation so well.
Almost the entire team offside there. Encouraging signs, not necessarily from that piece of distribution, but certainly from United's organisational point of view. Lewis Kelly. Not able to pick it up, but then to make a challenge that brought a shriek of pain from Gabriel.
It's completely unnecessary from Garnacho. I'm sure it's only going to be a word from the referee. It was well initially Garnacho to pinch the ball from Lewis Kelly, but this is completely unnecessary. He's nowhere near the ball. Once again, the referee will have a word. He's got to watch his step now as well. It's just a naive challenge.
Well, sometimes it's born almost of being too keen to make a point. And Garnacho perhaps is seeking to do that. Maybe not as much to his own head coach as to one that's trying to sign him at the moment. Napoli, the name that's being linked most strongly with acquiring his services in the coming days and weeks. A few dominoes to fall for that one to come into place. Martinelli trying to get him behind, and Altay has gone a-wandering. Meets the challenge with a degree of assurance.
United started the game on the front foot, but it's Arsenal that are dominating the ball now, forcing United back. About that organisation, Amorim has done a lot of work on that defensive organisation. Individuals playing their part in the collective.
Hurl than they hoped. Bruno Fernandes hoping to get there. Havertz looking for something on the turn. Maguire had his arm up hoping for a potential offside there. And making his presence felt, but at the expense of a free kick.
Be careful here, United. Mazraoui going in. Garnacho, now Højlund. Of course, you want to be aggressive. Let your opponents know you're in a game, but they're testing the referee's patience here. I'm sure that's what Odegaard is saying to Andy Madley.
And there's a quality that Mr. Madley has in abundance from our own personal experience, given he talks to us on plenty of occasions. It's enough of a test. Aggression needs to be channeled. That's always the phrase, isn't it?
And of course, the responsibility is the players. The referee, again, he can have a word, he can say to the players, look, one more and I'm going to book you. But again, there will come a point, if those challenges keep going in, the players will get booked, and it's down to the players to act more responsibly.
A few final reminders being issued there by Gabriel. United hoping to keep that focus. Able to make the first contact on that occasion. It befell Gabriel, as it has so often.
He gets the ball first, but because of that high United defensive line, a header is a long way out from goal. It's not an easy opportunity to score from, and it comes from, again, how United have set up there, squeezing high, sticking together.
Arteta would have expected, no doubt, for Manchester United to have learnt a few lessons. It's just how much ingenuity Arsenal have left in terms of coming up with something a little different. Nice cross, Maguire's head. Odegaard. Change of pace, across the face, and Maguire able to get it away. Jesus felt a little stuck for options momentarily. His
Good defensive position that Maguire took up there. They have extra defenders in there, so some defenders can get tight. Maguire was in space and he was there just to read the forward ball. The cross, dealt with it fairly comfortably.
It's about confidence and certainty for a player of his established quality, isn't it? Harry Maguire seems to be finding that again. Seems to have found a head coach that is prepared to place the necessary trust in him. Unsurprisingly, Arsenal having an awful lot of the ball.
Yeah, but again, it's not really done an awful lot with it. United have kept them at arm's length. They've played across the face of that United defence, haven't really got in behind them, haven't got any dangerous crosses in. The United goalkeeper has been relatively untroubled.
Martinez. Dalot. Well, slice the fitting description. Just got away from Gabriel Jesus at the crucial moment. Cool play there by Ugarte at the back.
Just a panicked clearance. First side United just starting to rock a little bit defensively.
Well, really the only uncertainty so far, well, who's going to get there first? Is it going to be Havertz or the goalkeeper? The answer is the latter. It's when he's been distributing the ball with his feet, and we saw the same from Dalot there.
Just an example there, the movement, excellent movement. Kai Havertz off the ball. Looks as if he's not going to get involved, then just spins in behind the defence. Gone marginally too early. Again, he's a master of that. He's a big target man. He's a focal point for the attack, but his movement off the ball is excellent.
Dalot, and another offside. I suppose it's worth giving you the reminder that the officials are going to do it the old way today without video assistance. Latitude, but did well. And that's a lovely combination between Gabriel Jesus and now a chance, which is beautifully taken by Gabriel Martinelli. But Arsenal will be frustrated by the flag.
As the forward ball was played, it did look as if Martinelli had gone too early. Brilliant interchange with Odegaard and Jesus. United had squeezed up, huge space in behind them. Do well from a really tight situation there, Jesus and Odegaard, just to open the pitch up. The forward ball is played. On initial contact, it did look as if Martinelli was in that offside position.
Wise contribution, not being deemed a deliberate act. Might have changed the equation had it been, but well, Arsenal have had the ball in the net. Again, another offside flag from Nick Hopton, who's not perhaps the toast of this corner in North London at the moment.
Yeah, we see Odegaard there sprinting at the United defence, urging his teammates to follow him in. An earlier opportunity, having that ball as it's played forward. He's not in control of his actions there, is he? Harry Maguire, but Odegaard there just prompting his team to step onto United, strike while the iron is hot. United sitting deep, Arsenal dominating the game. Let's put them under pressure all over the pitch.
Of Gabriel. Wasn't the most certain of touches from Mikel Merino. pulling the wool over his eyes. Here's Mazraoui. Hoyland.
Hoyland has to do better there. Got to secure possession. His team are finding it easy to get up the pitch. Ball is played into him. Don't try and be too clever. Hold the centre halves off. Secure the ball.
Martinez coming in with his customary aggression. Lewis Skelly. Local boy in the Arsenal ranks, hails from Islington. Very much Arsenal territory. It's a foul by Martinez. A headline grabber at Anfield with the goal almost born of malice. Such was the thunderous nature of the strike. Always feel more pleasing when it ricochets off the crossbar as well. Odegaard able to streak away from Ugarte. Gabriel Jesus. Got away from him.
It's Odegaard that breaks the lines. I think Martinelli again, he's predominantly left-footed. As he makes that forward run into that central channel, the ball is on his right-hand side and he seemed loath to take the shot on. Odegaard again, if Arsenal can get him on the ball, he makes them tick. He is their creative spark.
It's a bit loose from Altay initially, and so was his foothold. No great surprise. I mean, you're talking about human beings betraying a little sign of nerves here and there.
The goalkeeper's distribution has to be better than that. I presume he's looking to play it up to Hoyland. He's nowhere near picking out his teammates, just gifting that ball straight back to the Arsenal defence.
Mainu's contract situation, suggestions that he's holding out for a bit more money. New goalkeeping coach Georges Vital for Manchester United, very much a specialist in distribution. So when it comes down to the simple things, just how you're feeling on the day. Martinez, Dalot, Bruno Fernandes, Ugarte. Mainoo.
Well, some respite for United, some possession. United getting up the pitch as well. Play a little bit sharper.
Mainoo within shooting range. Through the legs of Gabriel. Getting enough of a sight on it.
And Arsenal back in that solid defensive setup. So United do have to sharpen up. They did there with Mainoo. It's a save that David Raya should make.
Happy to take it in a tight spot. Now Maguire. Now Hoyland. Waiting in the area, he'll go on waiting. Used to seeing him charge out with considerable confidence down the years, Harry Maguire. Some of the confidence coursing back. Likewise there, lovely ball by Odegaard for Gabriel Jesus, and Arsenal getting on the move. Timber, Odegaard. Feeding Gabriel Martinelli. Little run created a bit of space, which Odegaard is keen to exploit. Martinez with a good piece of defending there. Gabriel Jesus. Teasing delivery, Martinelli arriving. And an important piece of defending by Mazraoui.
When you play as a wing-back and the ball is on the opposite side of the pitch, you have to get round on the cover, you have to get goal side of your man. That's exactly what Mazraoui does here. It's a dangerous ball in from Jesus. He has to get there first, the wing-back, ahead of Martinelli. And he does his job, but that attack really all starts with Odegaard, again breaking the lines, getting in between the defensive line and the midfield for United, causing real problems.
So the first corner of the match, and well, nail-biting time for the Manchester United supporters, gathered in considerable number at this end of the Emirates Stadium, and travelling no doubt from far and wide. Madly with a few pointers to make here to one, two of the Arsenal players. And meanwhile, David Raya needing a bit of attention.
Looking at the Arsenal setup from this set piece, they did this against Newcastle, had players well beyond the far post, a couple at least. Those players look to then make a run on top of those United defenders, and they're reliant on quality delivery.
Zartai have the authority. Will he be given a chance by the driver of the delivery? There's all kinds going on as per. Hoyland seemingly in the thick of it. Saliba, the player he's detailed to keep his beady eyes on. Test potentially on the way. Nacho's got a tough job in there. Mazraoui does well.
You can have players in good defensive positions, then you need that defensive desire to get to the ball first. Mazraoui, excellent header clear.
No shortage of pressure on in there. That's the first one that they have negotiated. Duel comprehensively by the meaty forehead of Saliba. Scooted off the forehead of Mainu, with Gabriel Jesus left on the deck. Martinez has to walk the tightrope for over an hour.
He's pleading his case, saying it was an accidental collision, but I don't think it was. He's not playing the ball, he's playing the man. He steps across Jesus, goes through the back of him as well. He's got no defence.
Martinez is not so much a player who's read the entire book of the dark arts. He's maybe contributed a few chapters.
Again, it's completely unnecessary. That ball is up in the air, Mainu's always going to win it. There's no need for him to go through Jesus like that, give away a cheap free kick.
And when you're coming into the game talking about dealing with a threat from set pieces, why present them with one?
This is the earlier strike from Mainu. Again, it's a long way out. So he's trying to do, whip it towards that bottom corner. Because of the distance, there's not a great deal of power on it. David Raya sees it all the way. It's a very comfortable save for him.
Did make David Raya a little uncomfortable, possibly was contact lens related. Needed the intervention of the medical team.
These earlier Arsenal free kicks, United maintained a really high defensive line on the edge of the penalty area at the very least. Let's see where they line up here.
Manchester United with the one effort on target in the game. Arsenal have not quite got into the groove in terms of a few opportunities they've had to counter-attack, and Manchester United's organisation has frustrated them somewhat with the set pieces.
Arteta's bound to be the more disappointed of the two coaches with the amount of possession that they've had. The team have tried to break United down, but so far United have been pretty resolute.
Delivery, the whistle had long gone before it even reached Altay, which he might be a touch grateful.
I think it's actually Bruno Fernandes that goes to ground. Yes, just gets blocked off. Fernandes, I think, tries to make sure the referee gives the free kick by going to ground. Not sure he needed to, but he was blocked off.
By Menu. Solid contact. Storied FA Cup history between the two. Manchester United winning the last meeting here 6 years ago in round 4. This is the first meeting between the two in round 3.
Arteta there just maybe appealing to the referee. Andy Medley not happy with this is maybe an over physicality from United. Bruno Fernandes with the latest foul.
This is a tie where you recall the great characters involved and you recall the scorching ferocity of the challenges, particularly in the days of Messrs Keane and Vieira. Gordon McQueen and Willie Young and individuals like that, Peter Story in the past. It's tended to be a day for strong characters. To get into Keown and Van Nistelrooy, of those battles where bruises have been inflicted and pizzas have been flung.
It's a forward ball that was from David Raya. The goalkeeper with his hands, but his distribution extraordinary.
It's got Arsenal into a position of promise, but Harry Maguire on sentry duty at that near post. Bruno Fernandes. Gets you into trouble, but it's worked out okay. But Manchester United not yet really chasing this cup tie. From Fernandes eluded, but there was no getting away from Ugarte. Havertz pulling out to the flank. Around the back, just standing it up there. Gabriel Jesus fighting for it. Gabriel Martinelli to pick up the pieces. Maguire to meet. Ugarte. Fernandes. This could be useful. Nacho ploughing something of a lone furrow at the moment. very difficult angle indeed. To get a shot vaguely on target there.
It's a good piece of refereeing though, because there looked to be a foul on Højlund, but Garnacho was away, so let the game flow.
Oh, and that's a glorious ball from Ødegaard. An important block from Maguire to deny Gabriel Martinelli. They've made that out to in run again.
Absolutely was a brilliantly timed run. The forward ball was exquisite. Just needs to take the shot on earlier. He just delayed, and that enabled Maguire to get the block in. A lot of football, attacking football across the face of that United defence, and when they get that ball in behind the back three in particular, much more dangerous.
Just been those moments when Arsenal have threatened to strike gold, and Martinelli's runs have been the ingredient that has made that happen. This is Dalot. Sandro Martinez. Possibly a few too many Brazilians in the opposition for his taste today. Sharpen the competitive edge that's already pretty lethal. In this country, the sobriquet, the Butcher of Amsterdam, attached to him. Garte, Mazraoui, Nacho. Go on here and allow Mazraoui to escape. Dalot's arriving, Højlund's in there, Bruno Fernandes just knocked out of his stride, and he certainly felt he was fouled. Well, that's the level of impact he felt was made. His footwear forcibly removed, but that show of dissent is going to earn him Manchester United's second yellow card of the day.
I understand he's frustrated. Brilliant play from Mazraoui. Looks as if he'd been blocked off. Actually got on the ball, so the referee doing the right thing, letting the game flow. It did seem to be nudged in the back, Bruno Fernandes. Possibly going to take a touch, possibly going to take the shot on first time, but it did look as if he was caught at the back. Jesus is looking to get back to defend, but he's the wrong side of Bruno Fernandes. I'm saying it was a penalty, but it did look as if he was fouled on the edge of the box.
Also defending, perhaps characteristic of a forward player. There's going to be a change here for Arsenal. The very familiar face of Raheem Sterling. Made 11 appearances so far. FA Cup pedigree. 2 in the final 6 years ago.
You see there that Gabriel Jesus actually stands on the back of Bruno Fernandes. He's desperately trying to get to the ball, but he has to go through the man to try and get to the ball, and it was a foul, but he's come off worst.
Real concern here. Jesus coming off the worst in that particular coming together. Slightly distressingly so. Raheem Sterling facing Manchester United for the 27th time today. Remarkably, he's never scored against them.
It's heartbreaking for Jesus. He's had such a terrible time with injury. He's picked up another possibly serious one there, but major opportunity for Raheem Sterling now.
Timber. He does have that extraordinary quarterback-esque ability. Touch on this occasion. Hopeful Hoik as much as anything.
Closing in on half-time. I think Amarim will be fairly pleased. His team are going to back this game. The first port of call away from home against a dangerous attacking side is to contain them. They've done that to a large degree. They've looked well organised. On an occasion they have broken forward and looked fairly threatening.
Here's Skelly getting motoring. Martinelli in behind, but happy to settle for the corner. A little touch there from Mazraoui.
That's an important touch because it looks as if Mazraoui got caught ball watching there as Martinelli made the run beyond him. Foot on that ball, Martinelli was away, so as a wing back again in a defensive position, you've got to switch on, don't watch the ball, track the run.
Well, the ingenuity of this man, Nico Joubert, has made Arsenal such a force in these situations, and he is again front and centre in the technical area, directing operations.
For Arsenal, those two players on the far post that need to make it. Runs across that United defensive line. United defenders have to be aware of their position.
Timber stationed in that area beyond the far post. Well, he doesn't have the reassurance of the extra pairs of eyes today, Andy Madley. To a more central position, but outside will be grateful if they're all like that.
It's catching practice for the United goalkeeper, exactly what he would have wanted. You're going to be under pressure closing in on half-time. You just want that ball clipped up so you can go and catch it cleanly.
Not wishing to tempt fate for the many Manchester United fans watching around the world. So far, everything they wanted, but barring one truly menacing raid at the other end, although maybe that will come now. Rasmus Højlund. Support from Garnacho and from Kobe Mainoo. Breaking the ball favouring Martinelli as Arsenal look to get moving on the counter-charge. Ugarte unable to make the challenge. De Ligt does, just shown enough of it. Skelly. A period of ebb and flow coming on the cusp of half-time at the Emirates Stadium. Raheem Sterling. An especially warm welcome from the United fans when he is an ex-Liverpool and Manchester City player. And Arsenal status in their ranks will do him no favours in that respect. Turning it on towards Havertz. Nearing a minimum of 5 minutes at the end of the half. And we've come close to entering that with Jurrien Timber a little aggrieved, but punished for a foul on Mainoo.
Again, it's a It's an unnecessary naive challenge. He's never going to get to the ball without fouling the man. Exactly what United want with the clock running down to half-time. Give a cheap free kick away. United can take their time, get up the pitch.
Michael Salisbury bringing us the news. I trailed a little bit earlier. Performance is going to win a beauty contest, but so far so good for United. They go for prioritising purist principles. It's simply about trying to get a job done. Get some sense of momentum, started by that spirited display at Anfield.
Once again, Martinelli on the move from on the left-hand side to a central position. It's been a feature, an attacking feature for Arsenal in the first half.
Martinez head in hands. Player in a precarious position in a fixture as potentially feisty as this one.
He's brought it on himself, hasn't he? With that unnecessary challenge on Jesus, got booked for it. He's a heart and soul defender. He sees the ball and plays the ball. At times you can't get to the ball without fouling your man. You're on a yellow card as well. Just stay on your feet. He's so careful from here on in.
There's a bit more brain in the mix. Box clever on that yellow card. Fancy his chances as the chief left-footed threat.
It's only a three-man wall. Actually, they've changed it now. It's a fairly sizable three-man wall, so it's not going to be easy to get the ball up and over. Normally you put maybe 4 or 5 in this position in your wall. They've only gone for 3. Can they keep it out?
The Arsenal stratagem is much about giving Altay any kind of view of it as anything else. Right old committee meeting and the secondary wall. An angle that doesn't particularly favour the substitute Sterling. And in the end it didn't favour Odegaard either.
That is a problem, trying to get that free kick combination of power and precision. He's got the power, just nowhere near the target. So what he's trying to do, whip it over the wall, up and down. He's miles away.
And they're doing well, Boylan. Able to keep things moving this time. Some thrusts from midfield that we might, certainly Manchester United would wish to see from in abundance so far. Well marshalled there by Gabriel. Towering describes that from Maguire. Determination just crossing the line there from Garnacho. Yet again, an Arsenal player in difficulty, and it's Odegaard this time.
Yeah, he seemed to pull it slightly after he took that free kick maybe a minute ago. He seemed unhappy from that point, so whether he's tweaked something as he took the free kick, he's not moving comfortably at all. Odegaard is really labouring. He's limping badly, so he wants to get involved in between the lines, but he's just not moving freely.
Significant blow, having already lost Gabriel Jesus. Not being especially kind to Arsenal this season. Mazraoui. Madly with a glance at the watch as Mazraoui raids again. And the curtain falls on a half of frustration, really, for Arsenal. They've not been able to land a particularly telling blow from a set piece as yet. Gabriel Martinelli's elusive runs off that left flank have presented them with their best hints of opportunities, and perhaps a touch of nervousness from Altay in the Manchester United goal will also do so. Bruno Fernandes frustrated when he felt he was fouled right on the edge by Gabriel Jesus. A challenge by the Brazilian, which has meant his participation in the game has come to an earlier than hoped conclusion. Well, so far not the explosive stuff we perhaps hoped for, but more to come surely in the second half. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0 at the break.
Okay.
Coaches, I think they've perhaps accepted that they may be the inferior of the two teams, and it's got to be a triumph of organisation and dogged discipline and hope for the odd opportunity on the counter charge. If they're the ingredients for the success, then that's the recipe you've got to use. So Arsenal get us away in the second period. Touch frustrated with how that first half played out, Andy Hinchcliffe.
I think it was a low-key first half. Arsenal, you're right, will be the more disappointed. The bulk of possession, but there's a lack of attacking quality that really hurt United. Give United credit, they defended well, well-organised, aggressive. They've done a really effective containment job so far.
Talk about all those ingredients that make up a, I want to use that phrase, back to the wall performance. And concentration is one I haven't mentioned. That will be severely tested, you'd imagine. But De Ligt was spot on there. In terms of the team news, Arsenal having to make that early change with Gabriel Jesus injured, Raheem Sterling coming off the bench. Alejandro Garnacho in the United spotlight today, as is goalkeeper Altay Bayindir. They're the two players who have come into the side after that terrific display at Anfield. There's Mikel Merino. Groans. As Bruno Fernandes was picked out. All of hopeful nature upfield.
I expect the pattern of the game to start pretty similar in this second half to the first, with Arsenal dominating the ball, doing most of the attacking play. United shown that defensive resolve, but they've got to try and win the game as well. So can they put 2-3 good passes together, work the counter-attack effectively? Is that going to be their route to success?
Mazraoui punished, and that's maybe a source of intrigue. Well, we mentioned him a little earlier. Your old teammate, Andy, Martin Keown, who's at the centre of the drama in this fixture on many an occasion down the years.
One of the most aggressive defenders I ever played alongside. He's wonderful company.
We may get to his singing talents a little later. Here's Lewis Skelly.
Martin Keown singing Tainted Love is another story.
Here's Højlund. Manchester United hoping to write the headlines here, but Just wanting to get a good concerted feel of the ball. Possession has been at a premium, particularly really constructive possession. Sterling, Odegaard, Timber. Notable that Mazraoui and Dalot have switched sides at the start of this second half. Dalot didn't get his timing right there on Lewis Skelly, and a challenge in a position of promise and a yellow card too.
Yeah, he's caught ball watching. He's no idea the left back has just tiptoed in behind him. You see, he's just focused on the ball, nothing else, so then he just plays the ball. There's no idea the Arsenal player has sneaked in behind him. It's a surprise. He's an experienced defender, usually a quality defender. You have to be on your toes with all this attacking movement going on around you, and he was caught out badly there.
And how costly may it prove to be? That is the question. So it's going to be left to Martinelli for a delivery that's likely to curl towards goal.
This could be the problem for United, having to do so much defending, having to make so many challenges. Eventually you're going to overstate the mark, get things wrong, as Dalot did there, and you're going to give free kicks away in really dangerous areas.
Odegaard with a final word. The familiar clutch of Arsenal shirts, waiting to move centre stage. Gabriel's got a run on it here. Teased in there, but Maguire first to show. And Ugarte first to that. And certainly letting Sterling know he's there. Somewhat unnecessarily.
The free kick, though, is a really poor one. It's just kind of flighted in there. It's there to be headed clear. Maguire does a good job. He's brave. Really got to whip that ball in, flat pacey, right on top of the goalkeeper. You know, a defender could touch it in. There's too much flight on it. It's too easy to defend.
Drifter, really, wasn't it? Arsenal yet to exploit that dead ball to the full.
I suppose for United as well, the problem might be keeping 11 players on the pitch. The bookings are starting to ramp up, and has to do so much defending. Any one of those 3 players get it wrong again, United have an even bigger problem. Go down to 10 men.
Garnacho able to steal away. A misjudgment by Gabriel. And Bruno Fernandes! Glorious goal for Manchester United! Ecstasy in one corner of the Emirates. And that's precisely the kind of situation they were looking for, and they have exploited it to the full.
Well, talk about capitalising on a defensive error. It's a sensational goal. Arsenal dominating the ball, forcing United back. I mentioned whether United can be effective on the counter-attack, and that's exactly what they were here. Garnacho does so well. He's unselfish, could easily have tried to take the shot on himself, be the hero. He did the right thing with the square pass. That's why Fernandes is saying Garnacho deserves as much credit as him for scoring this goal. Gabriel, what's he trying to do? I think he's trying to head it down the line, gifts the ball to Garnacho. It's just really brilliant work. Could try and pick out Højlund, that's the harder pass, but he pulls it behind Højlund to the on-rushing Fernandes, who's, you know, bust the gut to get up the pitch into that attacking position. Always looking there, Garnacho. It's a brilliant pass and a wonderful finish. It's just a pass into the corner, no chance for David Raya. The way he whips that ball in, he has the power, he has the accuracy. It's a brilliantly constructed United goal.
Well. It's not often down the years that Manchester United have been in the business of writing underdog stories. They're in the process of doing just that right now. Potential for a swift answer. The strike from Marino blocked. This is Martinelli. A delivery of threat, which Maguire met. And Dalot to sweep it away. As Sterling delivered it back into that penalty area. Plenty of defending to do, and plenty of desire to do it from that United backline. Sergio Martinelli. Marino. In combination with Lewis Skelly. He used the left foot this time. Oh, Maguire! Oh, and Havertz. In the end, denied.
It's probably the first mistake that Harry Maguire has made in the game. Such a poor defensive header. And the ball is clipped in. Just seems to head it against his own man, does he? No. He heads it right to an Arsenal player. And Havertz, this has been the story of his week, really. Opportunities coming and going. It's just a wild swipe at the ball. You compare that to Bruno Fernandes's finish. He needed to do the same thing. Just pass it with the instep. Just a wild swipe at the ball. It's why it's wide and not underneath that crossbar and in.
Well, so wild that I assumed initially there must have been a deflection on it, but... Well, it's not been his week in front of goal, as you say, Andy, and what a let-off there for Manchester United. Nacho.
Just go back to the United goal. When you're asked to do or play in a way that means you've got to do a lot of defending, you can forget to attack, how to attack. Garnacho and Fernandes and Højlund broke clear there. The three of them knew exactly what they were doing, so they switched defence into attack so quickly. Mentally, that's hard to do. Physically, getting up the pitch is tough as well. It was just a beautifully constructed counter-attacking goal.
There again. Near refrain. Still threatened to get in behind if the ball had found it. Would have been a situation of real potential. Another booking. Karate, the latest.
The yellow cards are mounting up. That could be a problem. Amorim's going to have to keep an eye on that. A number of his players now on yellow cards. They simply can't afford to go down to 10 men. 11 against 11. They were defending pretty solidly, but the pressure was on them. You cannot afford to lose a man in a situation like this.
Prime count growing with every minute. Delivery. Again, it's Harry Maguire, and if United do eke this out, as it seems it's going to be, we'll have a lot to thank him for.
When you play in the way that United are, yes, you're going to have to commit yourself to lots of challenges. You are going to give lots of fouls away. It's the yellow cards that are the problem. Maybe only 1-2 players, but now you've got 3 and 4. It's more and more difficult. Just when you get it wrong, you've got a real problem there. It's fair to say the Amorim game plan so far is working to perfection, containing Arsenal. And being lethal on the counter.
Extraordinary record in the third round of the FA Cup. Manchester United, they've only conceded once in the last 10 years at this stage of the FA Cup. The only player to score against them is probably high on your list of suspects, Connor Cody of Everton. into a tone. Finds Sterling. Marino, Odegaard. Maguire there once again. Martinez too. And hoisted away by Menu. Up to Højlund. Got to hold on to it, and he's done extremely well. Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes. Another real threat on the counter here, Garnacho. Second for the corner, and United where they want to be. A bit of respite.
Yes, magnificent centre-forward play from Rasmus Højlund. Just holding off his man, securing the ball. There's no foul in there, he's just been aggressive, he's been strong. The centre-half's got a grip of him. Then that left arm comes up. It's not a swinging arm, it's not a foul, just brilliant hold-up play. And that means then the counter-attack can develop, because he's held the ball up, he's taken the defender out of the game. Suddenly, United have three players sweeping forward. It all comes from that strong, aggressive centre-forward play from Højlund.
Saliba with a touch of a nosebleed. So one of their defensive pillars absent as they defend Manchester United's first corner of the game. Got some big threats of their own. Also was long gone there before Raya clawed it out. Juggernauts coming together back there.
It's a real crowd scene, difficult for the referee to pick out exactly what's going on. It's not a great ball in from Bruno Fernandes. It's got to be flatter, it's got to be pacier. As I say, the whistle has already gone. Very difficult for the referee to pick out who's fouling who in there. It's like a rugby scrum.
As I say, more rock and ball than corner ball. But yes, enough for Andy Madley to give the free kick. Saliba hopefully suitably patched up. By Dallo, who's got to be careful. Well, Andy Madley's going to be under huge pressure to go to his pocket here. And it is a second yellow. And what Manchester United would have feared has unfolded. They are reduced to 10.
I'm sure Dallo would say it's the referee, the Arsenal players made a meal of this, but is this a challenge that Dallo really needs to go into? Doesn't make an awful lot of contact, but again, why go diving in? You're on a yellow card. Well, the ball's pretty much near the halfway line. It's not as if you're on the edge of the box, so it's a chance-denying challenge. Just stay on your feet. Don't run the risk.
Pleading that he had the merest brush on the ball, but that type of challenge.
Yeah, playing the ball is not a defence. It's how you go into the challenge. And again, he didn't need to get off his feet. Unless you're absolutely sure you're going to get really solid, clean contact on it. Just stay on your feet. It's unnecessary.
And costly. Heralding a change and the introduction of a player who has already mentioned is not fully fit, but he might have a very important role to play. Amad Diallo. Wing-back would be better suited to him than Garnacho. This is Martinelli. Altay doesn't get it away. Oh, and a glorious equaliser. Superbly finished by Gabriel. Well, he got height on it, but not the distance, and he's paid the price. And Arsenal level.
Oh, well, what a minute for Arsenal with the sending off and then capitalising on that by getting the equaliser. It's not always easy when you're up against 10 men to break them down, to create opportunities, and this isn't a great opportunity. The ball is bouncing away from goal. Gabriel has to readjust, but he does the right thing. The most important thing is get your knee over the ball, keep it down, keep it on target. There's a slight touch on, I think, De Ligt. Maybe takes it past the United goalkeeper. Gabriel has done the right thing in the way that he strikes that ball, finishes it like a striker. And the ball just clips off a United defender, no chance for the goalkeeper. Arsenal right back in it.
Well, the De Ligt diversion delivers an...
Bulat.